everyone doing? Hope you're doing well, and thank you so much if you are joining me for a very different podcast. This is not going to be too long. I just wanted to put this out into the universe, and I also just want to say I am looking for help with something. It's absolutely not an emergency. This is 100% voluntary. No pressure, please. I never put pressure on anyone to give me anything. I'm just putting this out into the universe. If you all are interested in helping me with this project that I'm working on. So I've been a little coy about it because I do believe that, you know, the the monitoring spirits, and when you're working on something and you're trying to manifest something and you're trying to work on your blessings, these monitoring spirits can give you the evil eye. So I've been quite quiet about what I've been doing and where I am. I am indeed in Bali, Indonesia, and I am actually here on an entrepreneurship visa. And under the entrepreneurship visa, you are allowed to conduct research and get samples and that kind of business activity for any potential business that you're working on. And so I, some months ago, conceptualized the idea of a candle line, a candle line that kind of centers around aromatherapy and making you feel calm and really just being at one with yourself, with nature and with the cycles. So that's like the whole theme of my candle line, which is called the Moon Altar, by the way. And I have developed the packaging and the actual vessel itself. As you can see on the screen, like, this is basically what it looks like. There's going to be some slight changes to the box because there was actually a mistake on this box. And we're still kind of working out what kind of wax we're going to use. But the vessel is actually finished. And this is what it looks like. It's sandblasted. It has engraving on the wood on the top and on the body of the candle vessel as well. I think that candles are quite wasteful, so I wanted something that could be like reused again. I really love what Megan did with her candle. Like, it hasn't got like a ghastly sticker on it. It's just like the logo. And so I felt quite inspired by that. This is not going to be as expensive as Megan's candle. It's a little bit cheaper than that. It'll probably be about $37 or something like that when it's finally made, if we make it into production, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that has to happen before that. Because I don't actually have money for production, I'm seeking money from investors. But at this phase, I am still pretty much funding this myself. And I spent a whole 2 days. I actually have a friend out here who's Indonesian, visiting different factories, talking to different manufacturers. This is a really, really nice lady who I met. And that's my friend there on the motorcycle. She was riding us around and translating when I was going around and talking to different manufacturers. There's a really nice like artisan community of manufacturers and creators all over Bali. As you can probably imagine, it's that kind of place. They really believe in artisan craft. This is another manufacturer that I went with. That I went to look at the different vessels that they had. Somewhere like the one I'm holding now, it's like proper granite. That was like way too heavy. So I've gone for just like a simple glass vessel. Now, today I've run into some problems. The vessel is done, the packaging is done. One of the suppliers that I chose to work with to do the samples, this was the picture that they sent me of them creating the samples. Now, I asked them to use coconut wax, but I don't know what happened. So this was a picture that they sent me, and they were like, you can come get your scent samples shortly. I went to get them, and this is what I got. This mess. They didn't put enough hardener in the wax, and coconut wax has a lower melting point. So even in the humid heat of Bali, not even being, lit up, it was melting. You can see there, they're melting. I can't even like this. I asked them, can you redo them again? And for free, because you basically haven't done them properly. They said no. I asked them, well, could I at least get a discount if you're going to redo them? They said no. So I'm going to have to get them redone at a different place, one of the other places that I visited. But that is going to cost. I didn't have doing redos as part of my plan. So it's very, very annoying because everything has been going great, and I wanted to get these samples and basically start inquiring for like pre-orders. There's a massive market for candles here. So that was basically what I wanted to do this week. I wanted to start inquiring about pre-orders. But because of this, I'm going to have to go to another manufacturer and say, listen, I need somebody to make my samples for me. So that is going to cost for the samples, the miniature samples that you can see here, and then the slightly larger samples, larger vessels that will be like what I take to stores when I give them to test. I need a slightly larger vessel so that they can get the scent better. So I'll need the samples, smaller samples for myself to see how they smell, and then the slightly larger samples when I start going around and asking retailers, are you interested? So that's gonna cost around $300. So it's not like a massive amount, but it's money that was just not in my budget, and it's basically brought the whole situation a little a little bit to a halt, which is very frustrating. And so yeah, I can see in the comments you're like, yeah, that's a no-no. That's a no-no. And I'm just really frustrated. So if at all any of you are willing to chip in to fund this portion of the project, I will put a link, either my Buy Me a Coffee or my PayPal. I would honestly appreciate anything. Once I get the samples made and I have the slightly larger sample vessels to show to the retailers, at that point, it's just a matter of, do I get enough pre-orders to be able to give to investors so that they can see that there's actually a demand? But this is basically like the last leg before I start going to retailers and saying, look, this is what it looks like. These are what the samples smell like. And hopefully the plan is I will get at least 10 or 15 places that will agree to stock my candles. And then I can go to investors and be like, here you go. See, look, here's demand. And then once I've proven the demand, once the investors are willing to fund me, then the next step after that is actually forming a company in Indonesia. So under the entrepreneurship visa, I can do research and I can do things like samples, but I cannot legally sell to anyone. So that's kind of like the process. Get the samples, go to the retailers, see if anybody's interested in pre-orders, go to the investors, investors give me money. Once, hopefully investors give me money. And this is not like even a large operation, like it's probably only going to be like a couple of thousand. So I won't need that many people to chip into. But I already have people like in mind that I'm going to ask. And then, yeah, once I get investment money, then we set up the small company formation in Indonesia. Then I can legally start taking orders, but everything has to kind of go in that order. So, yeah, like I said, honestly, no pressure, guys. This is just a passion project, something that I wanted to see if I could make work while I'm out here. If you'd like to help, by all means, link is in the bio. You can either I've got a wish list on Buy Me a Coffee, but you can just, even if you just do like a standard Buy Me a Coffee donation or a PayPal donation, but it please it has to be Buy Me a Coffee donation or PayPal donation. It can't be through YouTube, because first and foremost, YouTube will take 30% of that donation, and secondly, I won't that will go into like my final YouTube earnings for the month, and so I won't even see anything of that until the end of the month. So please, if you could do it through either PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee, that would be absolutely fantastic. Appreciate you all. So anybody who donates so much. Yeah, it's very disappointing because it was just the last step and the last thing that I needed before I could go forward. So what? Whoa, who just donated that? Wait, hang on a sec. My email isn't loading. Wait, somebody's donated like $200, but my emails, I can just see 200, but I can't see who that is. Wait, hang on a sec. Oh, light side. Oh God, I'm gonna call you before I come off. Oh my God, thank you so much, light side. Oh, you didn't have to do that. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Somebody actually just light side donated $200. Oh my God, I'm actually gonna cry. Oh my God, thank you so much. Okay, girl, we're gonna have a conversation afterwards. Thank you. Oh, guys, I appreciate you so. Thank you, Joan Garcia. Even your $2 still very much appreciated. You can find Megan's candle maker and use them. I think that Megan's candle maker is probably in the United States. The reason I decided to come to Bali is, I just have such a connection with this place. And I want to support, artisans and the artisan community here. Bali's given me so much. And also just it's not the easiest process to start a business here, but like at least they have the visas, the different visas, that at least give you a good entryway um in order to do so. And I'm not like, this isn't going to be such a massive operation that it's going to be, super complex. Um, I envision this making me a very kind of like humble business operation. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Stephen Black, for 10 coffees. Very, very much appreciate you. Thank you. Benjamin, you said anything that's worth doing always comes with hidden snaps. It makes final victory much better. Oh, thank you for saying that. Because to be honest with you, I just felt like everything has been going so well. Like, when stuff like this happens, like I'm a very spiritual person, right? And I just feel like when stuff like this happens, it's like it just feels like a spiritual attack. And um, you just kind of feel like, why? Because it's such a simple part of the process. Um, and I just don't understand like why this got messed up. Joy just said the packaging looks amazing. Thank you. Yeah, give me your general feedback on the packaging, by the way, everyone. Like, what do you like? What's your? Here we go. Let me put it back up on the screen. While I've got you all here, like, what do you think? Like, give me feedback in the comment section. Thank you so much, Stephen and Lightside. I appreciate that so much. So just so you know, so the vessel is sandblasted glass, and it's hand engraved at the front and at the top. By the way, anybody that does donate, when we do go to market, I will make sure to send you um a vessel. And so yeah, it's the engraving is done into the glass and into the wood. Underneath the wood top, it's actually foam. It's not. um it's not wood underneath, it's foam. And the reason for that is I was going around the shop, different shops in Bali when I was doing my market research, seeing what's on the market, seeing what I'm competing against. I noticed that the it's like the wood starts to rot into the candle, like when you have a wooden top, to the point where the smell of the wood becomes almost overbearing and you can barely smell the candle. And this is like something that I noticed. So I said to the manufacturers that are making the vessel, is there a way that we can fix this? And they said, yes, we can put foam under, like a small kind of foam underneath instead. So it traps the smell. You still got a nice lid, but without, over time, that horrid kind of woody smell that I've noticed with some of the candles in stores that are meant to be luxury, but the wood just ruins it. I'm still deciding whether or not it's going to be like a soy or a coconut wax or like a mix. Because the coconut wax is the cheaper version. You can add like a hardener, because obviously coconut wax has a lower melting point. That's part of the problem that they had with the samples. They didn't add enough hardener. Soy wax, you don't have to add so much hardener, but then the scent throw is a little bit weaker. One of the things that I've discovered is candles, like for example, Yankee candles that have that almost overbearing smell, they use a lot of paraffin. Now, a lot of luxury brands even do use paraffin, but paraffin is generally considered a very dirty kind of candle fuel because I believe it is petroleum. So I wanted to avoid using paraffin, and I want to go for like a natural soy or coconut, but I haven't decided which one I'm gonna use. It all again, it depends on testing. Coconut wax is cheaper, like from a business perspective, but soy wax also has its own kind of natural depth to it that I feel like is just a little bit more luxury. And I feel like even consumers on the market, like who love candles, they they know soy more than they know candles. So it's even like just from a commercial perspective. But I definitely don't want to use like a dirty fuel like paraffin. Um, Benjamin, I bet if Megan you should help you on the DL. Who knows? Who knows? Well, I'm definitely inspired. Oh my God, CL, thank you so much. Helen, thank you so much. I appreciate you both so much. Oh, okay. This has literally just taken my worry. Okay, do you know what? That I've actually from those 1, 2, 3 donations, I actually have I have everything. I don't need any more donations. Thank you also. I my goal was $300. I've got $300. I think I've actually got a little bit more. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Yeah, that was that was I can't believe we actually got that in less than 20 minutes. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you all so much. Thank you, Gak. Gak, I don't know what your actual name is. I'm assuming it's okay. Yeah, because you don't use your real name, so I won't say any of the names that have donated. But oh, I appreciate you all so much. Um, think of it as yeah, and I will get in those of you who have donated, I will get in contact with you. There's still a route to go because investors still have to be convinced. I still have to convince the retailers out here, but I honestly going around the stores, I feel there's a place for my candle. A lot of the main brands here, they're a little bit more on the cheaper side. I've only seen like two mid high-end candles that are similar to mine, and that's a brand called Bali Darlings and also I think it's Paperclip. But Bali Darlings is a little bit more artisan, and I think that's going to be my main competitor in terms of price point. But in terms of just like the overall candle space, you've got most of them are like Indonesian owned, but they're a little bit more on the cheaper end. So I want to give another option on the market for someone who likes to go a little bit more mid high end. And I'm hoping that the tourists that come to Bali and they're going through the stores, they'll see it and they'll feel like this is like even just the way it looks so different from anything else that's on the market. Thank you so much, Olive P. I'm not going to say your whole name in case you don't want your whole name said on the internet. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. yeah, like I was saying that I want something that when people come to Bali, um, and they're looking for that special souvenir, like this will be it. Like the hand engraving, the artisan scents. I can actually give you, well, these are the messy looking scents. Do you know what? The one good thing about this is even though they were an absolute mess, I could still actually smell them. I just can't burn them. But just so you know, in terms of scents, and you can give me your feedback on this actually. So I haven't named them yet, but this candle number one is a mixture of sandalwood, frankincense, and fig. So the smell of that one, I felt like the sandalwood overbeared the frankincense a little bit. So when I do a second test, I'm gonna, I think, increase the smell of the frankincense, decrease the sandalwood, and the fig percentage will stay pretty much the same. Then I'm gonna test. The other one was blackberry and cherry with a very, very small percentage of chocolate. So like the blackberry and the cherry is a little bit more of like loud, and the chocolate just to give it some depth, but not too much because not everybody really. I don't know if everybody would like to burn the smell of chocolate, but the just a little bit of it just gives it a little bit more depth because the blackberry and the cherry is really sweet. Those of you who are candle enthusiasts, you can let me know what you think of these scents. The next one, actually, my favorite one was pomegranate and barley rose. Like this beautiful rosy smell that has a little bit of tropical depth because it's a barley rose. And then the pomegranate, which is like, it's fruity, but it's not like too sweet. And then I also had peach nectar with passion fruit. And the next one was magnolia with white musk and sandalwood. So initially with this one, I put a higher percentage of the sandalwood in the sample and white musk. And then the magnolia was actually the weakest smell. But I think in when I do this again, I'm going to increase the magnolia and keep the white musk about the same and decrease the sandalwood because I think the sandalwood was it was like overbearing the magnolia. By the way, if you have suggestions for scents, let me know. And then a classic one, lavender, jasmine, and vanilla. But I felt that the lavender was being overpowered by the vanilla. So I'm going to increase the lavender and the jasmine and then decrease the vanilla. And then this one a little bit more exotic, sandalwood, amber, musk, and saffron. I think I'm going to reduce the musk, increase the amber, and reduce the sandalwood in that one because I felt like the sandalwood was overbearing. And then this one a little bit more experimental, fennel bitter leaf, neroli, sandalwood, and white musk. I thought that this one actually smelled really nice, but I think the fennel bitter leaf, it has this kind of alpine smell and it risks maybe smelling like a car freshener. So I'm gonna find some people that actually wouldn't mind smelling these in person and get more feedback once we get the samples redone. And then I also tested ylang ylang, sweet orange, and sandalwood. The strongest of the scents being ylang ylang, and the sweet orange. But I didn't like the smell of that. I think the sweet orange kind of made it too citrusy, and I'm not crazy about ylang ylang. Is anybody here crazy about ylang ylang? How does that sound to you? If we were to take out the sweet orange from that, what would you pair with ylang ylang? And then also the frangipani, which I believe is a Balinese flower with mango and coconut. I really loved this one, but the coconut was too overbearing. So I'm going to reduce the coconut significantly in the next test and increase the mango. That has like a really creamy tropical fruity smell. And then let's see what else. Oh, I tested eucalyptus, mandarin, and lemon. And I'm not even kidding. I felt like it smelt like minty poo. There's something about the mandarin that kind of gave it this. I can't even explain it. Like it just didn't smell the way I thought it would smell. And so I think I might go a lot heavier on the mandarin, switch the eucalyptus for mint, and then lower the lemon because I want something that's very like citrusy and fresh. But I think the eucalyptus is very minty, but it has this very deep greeny mint kind of smell, whereas the mint is a lot more like fresh and uplifting. And then I also tested grapefruit, lemongrass, and lime. I thought that the lemongrass was a little bit too powerful, so we're gonna reduce the lemongrass. Um, go heavier on the grapefruit and then reduce the lime. And then the last one I tested was orange, clove bud, and black pepper. So like a very deep spiced candle. And I think when I try this again, I'm gonna go heavier on the orange, like 80% fragrance load on the orange, 10% on the clove bud, and 10% on the black pepper. Because like the black pepper is quite unusual. Like when they showed me the fragrance list, I was a bit like, that's interesting. And so yeah, that's all the smells. If you're watching this in the replay, please do give me suggestions. Does any of that sound good to you? I'm aiming for 10 cents. It might end up coming to less, but we're aiming for 10. I'm all about sandalwood and vanilla. Yes, sandalwood is actually my favorite. It's a favorite for a lot of people. So I think I had about 3 different ones that had sandalwood, but at different percentages, so they don't all smell the same, and with different mixes. I think sandalwood is great on its own, and it can also add depth to other scents. Yes, the oh my gosh, Black Lily, the pomegranate and barley rose. I think that's gonna be the bestseller. Like it just smells. I've actually never smelled anything like it, and it was just by chance actually that I thought, oh, let me try this. Initially it would only be sold in stores in within Bali, and Indonesia. Um, I think international shipping, you've got a product that's breakable, so I'd have to make a slightly different packaging for that, and then you're looking at e-commerce and all of that stuff. So that would come, but I think keeping it to just normal retail, um, that also just allows me to test the market. Because, I mean, hopefully manifesting it does well. But if it doesn't, at least I've tested it in a place where there is such a diverse mix of people. It's a tourist haven. People come from all over the world. So if it's not going to do well in a place where literally everyone, you know, from all parts of the world with all different types of tastes, don't like it, then it probably wouldn't do well, even if you did e-commerce and put a crap load of ad money behind it either, right? So I'm actually like I'm testing this business idea in the best place. Black Lily, jasmine is my favorite scent. I was hoping you'd say you were having a candle with jasmine. Yeah. I might on the jasmine, lavender, and vanilla. I might even go a little bit heavier on the jasmine because I'm actually not very crazy about lavender, but I know a lot of people are. So I made sure that I had to have at least one with lavender. Um, but thanks for your feedback about the jasmine. Sandalwood is strong, and I make scent mixes and candles too. Would be happy to share. Oh, yeah. You can drop your thoughts in the comment section after the video as well. Would love to. Yeah, any thoughts? Anyone in the replay? Yeah, please drop your thoughts. Um, what's this? You said, neroli has a citrus aroma. Maybe use a lot less alpine. Yeah, the what's it? The one that has the alpine kind of smell is the fennel bitter leaf. I mean, it does actually. It smells nice. It's just it's very different. So I think I would have to have a few people smell it before I decide. Um, I feel like I've got like a good like the grapefruit and the lemongrass. If I wanted to make sure that there's a scent in there that has a freshness to it, I feel like I've got at least one. So we'll see about that. Gak. I haven't smelt a great ylang ylang as yet. I'm not a particularly big fan of it, but it seems to be some people seem to like it. Anytime I go anywhere and there's like incense, people like ylang ylang is always there. Yeah, I love lemongrass. It just has this beautiful like uplifting. It just like clears and awakens your senses. So I definitely made sure to have at least one with lemongrass, and it actually works really well with the grapefruit because you get like a sweet hit of the grapefruit and then the uplifting of the lemongrass, and then like just at the end like the sharp hit of the lime. So that's why I thought that would be like a really good scent combination. Joan, you have smelled a good ylang ylang. uh go. You said you also male scent. You know what? I did also try a cedarwood with. Let me have a wait. What was it? I think it was cedarwood, but I think I decided that I didn't like. Yes. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I didn't read it out because I don't think I'll have this one. But I did try cedarwood, vetiver, and opium. And I smelt vetiver a few times, but I don't know, it just wasn't taking me. I wanted something like dark and woody. That's why I tried it with the cedarwood. They also had a scent that was very leathery. Can't remember what the name was, but they had that. And I maybe considered that with the opium. I do agree, like definitely in a scent collection, having something that's like dark, masculine, woody, that cedarwood kind of smell is a great one to have. But I think I would like to play around with that with oud, and they can order it in, but I didn't want to go through all of the trouble of having them order something that they don't immediately have in stock. Like the ones that I asked for is everything that they immediately have in stock. If they have to order like one that they don't have, it's going to be another couple of weeks, which I don't really want to wait. So maybe if it does well and we do another collection, we can definitely, like, I like those darker, deeper masculine smells as well. Mina, you said with me the floral sweet scents. Yes, there's a few floral sweet scents in this. Um Electra lavender is really strong and not my fave. Yeah, lavender is not a favorite for me either. For me it gives me headaches. But with the candle that I made, I think because I made it with the jasmine and the vanilla, and that kind of like balances it out a bit. Test burn time, wick scent throw also. Yes, for sure. I think it's important that it has like a good scent throw when it's cold and when it's hot. The thing is though, with when you're using natural waxes, like because I think you said that you do candles, right? So like when you're using natural waxes, the scent throw isn't always as high compared to if you're using paraffin. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, one thing I was told is that if the fragrance load is too high, the candle can actually start to sweat, and then you get this like kind of film of fragrance like on the top of the candle. So Heather, you're allergic to lavender, don't tell me. Oh, that is so funny. Oh my gosh. All right, folks. Thank you so. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that we actually got. I think I almost got $400 actually. So that will actually, with that $400, I can actually get like maybe a few more cents that I wasn't planning on getting, and then I would also have just a little bit more if I'm gonna go to someone else to get the new samples made, but that will give me just a little bit of a pocket in case another disaster happens. Okay, well. I'm I'm actually shocked. Like in just 30 minutes, mission accomplished. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lightside. Thank you, Stephen B. I won't say your full name. CL, thank you so much. Thank you, Helen. And thank you, Olivia Perry. I appreciate you all so much. And for those of you who are listening um in the replay, yeah, please give your feedback, suggestions. If you write them in the comment section. I mean, it's going past 1 a.m. now, in Indo. Yeah, I'll be able to read all your messages in the morning actually, because I think this podcast has gone on a little bit longer than I thought. So I am doing another podcast, by the way. I am doing a royal podcast. But I'm gonna just move that forward a little bit so I can just have time to finish my slides. So thank you, folks. And yeah, I will see you in I will be doing I will be doing a royal podcast before I go to bed. But appreciate you also so much in like less than 40 minutes. Problem solved. Oh, you guys have my heart. I appreciate this so much. Okay, thank you so much, squaddies. Love you. And I will, yeah, I'm gonna make an awesome final product. And please keep this in your thoughts and prayers. Please pray that the retail stores, when I go and present this to them, they like it. And please pray that if I can get enough invoices, then I can present it to the potential investors I'm thinking about approaching. And yeah, the moon altar can be like a real thing. Appreciate you so much. Mwah. Okay, see you in the next podcast, which I'm gonna move back. Okay, but I will do one before I go to sleep. Love you all. Thank you.